welcome back to Listen, I'm a Barber podcast. And today we are at my favorite place in the whole fucking world for breakfast, the Breakfast Nook. And I'm here with the owner. Hey, Dom. Hey, Dom. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Jay. Thank you for coming out here. Thank you for setting up, and thank you for thinking of me, honestly.
Absolutely, dude. First off, I needed to make sure I had one of these blueberry. Was this blueberry pie?
Blueberry pie. That's one of our specialty coffees. We feature 3 all year round. We do have some weekend specialty coffees that we brew up sometimes, but that's one that stays. We sell a lot of those. Those are usually the guest favorite drinks.
I can see why.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than you would get from your Starbucks, your Dunkin'. I think the biggest thing with that is our coffee. If I could just shout out kind of my coffee purveyor real quick. It's Engrain Coffee Roasters. They're stationed out in Pittman. The guy his name's Joe. We call him Coffee Joe. Coffee Joe. He's a great guy. He basically has the same love and care for coffee as I do for food. And me and him kind of hit it off really quickly. And
that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the love that you had that turned this business from just the day when you started till literally I almost feel like I need an appointment sometimes to get a breakfast sandwich here.
Yeah, it's turned into not what we expected from the start. I can tell you that. We kind of were projecting. I mean, not this. So we're doing all this out of a muffin kitchen.
This was once my favorite muffin.
My favorite muffin. They actually had a store in Deptford Mall, if you remember back in the day.
Oh yeah, the cinnamon.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that. I think that's the only good thing they had. I don't mean to diss them, but we still have people come in and they say, "Hey, you guys, my favorite muffin." Well, no, we have the owls everywhere and stuff like that, but they're asking for the cinnamon crunch or whatever they had back in the day, and I do remember that as well. But yeah, this was a my favorite muffin before we took it over. So, we're putting out high quality products out of a muffin kitchen, not made for service, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah, this isn't fast food. Like this isn't your typical breakfast joint. I mean, I'm a big fan of the morning after sandwich. That is my number one go-to. I know my fiance loves the chorizo bowl.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Where did the chorizo? I never would have thought to come to a breakfast joint and you get a chorizo bowl. And I took my first bite of that and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
When we first opened, I had a couple of friends. Obviously, we had a lot of friends come in and try the food, and a lot of them were getting the bowls right away, and they went right to the bowl. I don't know what it was. I guess it was just the bowl thing sells. Chipotle bowls. When you hear the word bowl, it just automatically sells.
I like bowls.
I love bowl. Every type of bowl. Smoke bowls, eat bowls, cereal bowls. And I got a call that actually my first day from my friend Dante, and he goes, "Yo, I just want to let you know, that Nook bowl that I had today was one of the best things I ever had in my life." And you don't necessarily hear that a lot. Breakfast.
No.
Breakfast is kind of a quick. Egg, a bagel with cream cheese, and we wanted to elevate that and everything.
Something I also really appreciate, every time I come here, I don't feel like I'm getting killed, for the sandwich. Like you guys do and I guess this is why I wanted to come in here and really talk to you, because breakfast is breakfast, but to almost specialize in great breakfast is kind of different. I mean, you guys got to come here, but I'm going to give a breakdown real fast of the one thing that I always get. It's called the morning after sandwich. Now, actually, before I go into this, I got to lead into it. You guys have some of the best fucking hash browns. I mean, first off, that's what makes the sandwich for me.
Yes.
But the morning after is whichever bagel you prefer. I like to rock with the, dark toasted blueberry. You go, you know what I mean? Dark toasted, get that flavor going. A little
salty, sweet. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
The French toast bagel you guys have
also fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Thank you.
It's basically a monster breakfast sandwich. What is it? It's got the double egg.
So you have scrambled egg, American cheese. Jay likes extra cheese, so I know to load him up. I know that for sure. But it comes with pork roll bacon and a crispy hash brown on top, which we've been known to have some of the best hash browns in the game, from what I've been hearing from everybody else. So
look, I'm a hash brown nut, especially with French fries too, and just regular shredded browns.
You could have potatoes in any way, and they're going to be delicious.
I'll be honest. I think that's where the respect for the potato here comes.
I feel that. Well, we use a great potato. I will drop our source. They are Ore-Ida. They don't sell them for retail. They don't sell them for wholesale. I mean, well, they do some for wholesale, but it's only for restaurants. there's a lot of products that you come to learn that they don't sell in supermarkets that we get, which I think is kind of weird at the same time. But I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff you find in the restaurant industry as you get in it for a decade, you know?
So my dad was a truck driver for Dunkin' Donuts, Aramark,
Oh, wow.
and other things for actually my whole life. And I would see that there was a different quality, which this could be a whole nother segment here, but the quality that you guys get, I can't find in a store.
No.
And that's kind of confusing because I also know that you need a license to have the restaurant, all these other things. And to get the quality food, you need to almost be licensed. So
Yeah.
they're not even selling the common person good food anymore. You have to be in your position to even get the good food. And I guess maybe this is probably where you thrived. I mean, it's nuts because I don't want to go down a road of like, what the people are eating and what's going on. But it is very interesting to kind of touch on what you learned that you're able to get with just an extra piece of paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, seriously, man. That's the biggest thing is, the biggest thing with the Breakfast Nook is that I've been a chef and I've worked at numerous restaurants up and down New Jersey. I started in Florida when I was younger, and I got a love for it there. My chefs were from Jersey when I was in Florida, so you see some other guys
Jersey's
from New
got
Jersey.
some good chefs.
There's a lot of good food up here. No matter what people say, no matter what they think. I'll tell you, there's not a lot of good food places, but you can hit a lot of places here, and it's going to be delicious. And I'm glad to be one of those spots, honestly.
So I do know that this is high volume, and
Very.
as a barber, I work as high volume. I know the stress that it takes to keep maintaining a successful business, even when people have the vision that, oh wow, you're doing really good. Sometimes they don't know how hard you're working for it to be this, like they come in, they get the good food, they get the great experience. They do not know everything that goes behind that sandwich that they just purchased or that meal or that bowl or whatever. They don't know. They're just coming in. They're coming in hungry, leaving with a smile and a full belly. And it's like, all right, time to get this day cracking.
That's it.
What is it like, kind of like a day-to-day here for you? Because the barber industry, very, very simple. People come in, they get their cut. You're really divulged in conversation, but I know there's way more to a restaurant than a barber shop.
Yes. I think that just because I think the biggest thing that I love with restaurants is that every day is different. Obviously every day is different for everybody, but you see a client every 2 weeks, a client every 3 weeks.
I have a strong cycle where I'm not doing it day to day, but I may have, like, my month to month looks very, very similar.
Yeah.
Like every month I can cycle.
You start to see the trends. You start to see the same people again. Here is kind of like a wild card, if you will. We do hire employees, so that's the biggest wild card as it is. Obviously we have some of the best employees, I believe. A lot of them been with us since day one.
I love your staff, dude. That's actually off topic. That is one of the major reasons I love coming here. Everybody's in a good fucking mood.
Yeah, that was something that I implied in a lot of people when we started, was that I wanted people to come in and, who's ever working the register at that time looks over the door. Oh, hey, Nick, how you doing, man? Same thing today. And I think we've done a great job at building that. We have a lot of regulars that come in. We know them by name.
Community. Like you have a community. You're not just a breakfast spot. You're a community.
Yeah, and that's what separates us was the little extra care, the little extra detail that goes into every sandwich, every drink, every time you come in. We try to just give you the best service that we can from top to bottom, from back of house to front of house, and that comes with keeping your employees happy, treating them well.
Thank you.
I've been taught. Oh man, I've been taught so many times my whole life is that if you take care of the people who take care of you, everything's going to be fine. Then that goes straight to your employees. Your business does not run without them. Yeah. And if you don't treat that like that, then it will show.
I've had very, very big difficulties in my life with the barber business on that regard. Barbering is a very creative, individualistic type of...
It's an art.
And sometimes artists are very selfish. I know I'm very selfish with my art. So I always had a tough time actually wanting to build a big shop because, I don't know, I feel like there's certain things you can't teach when it comes to art.
No.
And the responsibility to another artist's ideals and their goals, like basically I can't build a team that I could trust. But clearly, I mean, you guys developed way bigger of a concept here than just food and breakfast. And like, you built a community, you built a team, and you are building success right now. And that is fucking awesome.
I appreciate that, brother.
Dude, it's hard.
Yeah.
I know you know that.
There's a lot of hard days, man. But at the end of the day, you know, I have a duty. My duty is to feed the people, man. So I do what I do every day, you know. I wake up, I work 7 days a week. Every day we're open, I'm open. I wake up every day, 3:30. I'm here by 4. That's Saturdays and Sundays, same thing. I sacrifice a lot, but I wouldn't do it for anything else, you know. This was what I wanted to do when I was 15 years old, washing dishes in Florida, you know.
So I love talking to people about sacrifice. I sacrifice a lot to have the business I have. And sometimes it's hard because you lose things along the way and, you know, things you wish are still around. But I definitely found a bigger purpose for the shop. And, you know, listening to you, it seems like you have a bigger purpose than just, you know, making a couple bucks to pay the bills. Like you feel to some degree that you've created something of purpose.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, everything pays off at the end if you do it correctly.
Hell yeah.
Whether that's selling the business eventually to some, you know, guy from Saudi Arabia who was looking into it and can't get a U.S. culture right, so he saw something that's already popping. Or, you know, just something about franchising and put one of these, you know, in every state.
This should be, and I remember we talked about this you know, prior, but this is something that I think it's funny too, because I feel like it's hard to replicate your team because it is such a unique, like, bond between you guys. You know, and I'm sure it's probably got some hectic moments, but...
Yeah, there's some tense moments, but at the end of the day, if you're working for the person next to you, you know, the end of the day comes, you guys dap up, and it's all good at the end of the day. There's going to be times where you get frustrated, where you don't think somebody's performing as well as they should be, but that's what being a brother is, calling them out and holding them accountable for their position, their duty, and what they need to do.
I find a lot of people that take on accountability, they share the success further than most people.
Yeah.
Almost to a degree where if I wasn't doing certain things for my purpose first, you know, at first I was trying to just make some money in the barber business.
Yeah, everybody.
But after the money kind of like turned itself over and it was doing its thing, it was like there's something greater than money. There's something greater, and it's sometimes knowing that you've made it okay. Like, I never needed to be a mogul. I just needed to know, hey, family's good, everybody's good.
Yep.
I'm not here to go score all fucking millions, and all I need to know is that me, my family is good. And once I was able to kind of make sure that was in play, now it's all right, let's build a community of people that are feeling good, doing good, and they're actually getting something more than just like a financial, like another financial bill. It's like, now you're bringing people smiles, you're bringing people a different perspective. Like, your whole staff is talking to the people.
Yep.
Like, this is just isn't a, hey, take a number, sit the fuck down, and you know, take your ass out.
What you want? What you want? You know, we don't even call them. We don't even call them. Customers. We don't even call them customers. We call them guests. Guests in our building, or guests. So I was trained in fine dining, and we never were allowed to say the word customer, because we want them to feel like a guest. This is our house. We want to make sure that they feel that, and not like a customer in any way. Not a, this is your number, you're 89, it'll be out soon. Hey, Mike, you know, you're going to be ordered 76 today. We'll have that out for you in 10, 15 minutes.
You know, ShopRite, like, you ever go into a ShopRite? You go pull the ticket.
Yep.
What can I do for you, guy?
Yep.
So you're like, I got a half pound of fucking cheddar. Let me get a
half pound American. Okay. All right. Here you go. Thanks. Have a good day.
You might have spit on it.
Yeah, you know, you never know. But that's why it's if you have the right people and you have the right mindset from everybody, and if you have everybody buy into what you're selling, it's gonna work out for you. You just have to make sure that the people that put in the work for you are taken care of, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Do you think that because you have such a bigger vision for just making food, that is what is making this successful?
I definitely think that plays a part in it. You're not going to find a lot of people that will willingly work
this hard,
75, 85 hours a week, grinding every day for, you know, 8 to 12 hours, making sure that their craft is perfected, their food is good, their numbers are good. So that's the biggest variable when I would talk about franchising.
Yeah, that's
what
I mean.
what happens, or even what happens if we go to a second restaurant? What happens to this if I'm not here? And then we have to get more people, and then I have to find a chef that can make sure that the orders are done properly, make sure that, our steaks are being cut to ounceage. There's a lot that goes into the daily days that obviously you don't see.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of questions. It's more than just, oh, man, you guys are busy enough to open a second one. Like, you should just do that.
It's not about that.
It's not about being how busy you are. Obviously, that plays a part, and make sure and have a right location and everything. But you have to make sure that if, for instance, if we open a second one and this starts lacking,
That's a problem.
this starts getting bad reviews, that's a major problem, because this is our flagship store. This is something like we've been open a little over 2 years now.
Dude, you did this and this has been popping. So this is
Yeah.
like it just got popping yesterday. This
Yeah.
has been popping.
Which is funny that it's been as busy as it has been since we opened. I think when we opened, we opened at 10 a.m. on a Saturday, so we could do like the mayor ribbon cutting. I think there were close to like 100 people outside.
Was it a big pair of scissors? Or was
Yeah,
it...
well, so I can't even talk on that because he wouldn't A, let me hold the ribbon, or B, let me cut the ribbon. So I just sat there with my mask on, just sitting there. It's actually a great picture. I would love to show you one day. It's actually funny if you see our opening day crew. We were young when we opened. I was 26 when I got the building, so we didn't really know much. So
real quick, you were 26.
Yeah, we were 26. So it was October.
Screwing around at 26.
Yeah, but we got to a point where it was like there's no more screwing around. I got tired of working for people. I wanted to go on vacation to see my boy Dre out in Colorado, and I wasn't able to, and that was what really set the fire off for me. That my employer can tell me if I can go here, if I can't go here. And
slavery.
Yeah, it was like, I'm putting in a lot of work for you, and I'm only seeing X amount back. There's not a lot of appreciation, especially if you get to the corporate side of things. You're just a fucking number, you're not a person.
Yeah, I was in corporate for maybe a year.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, they do a lot of good things in terms of business, but sometimes you have to put business and kind of just knowledge in two separate things. Like,
yes,
I understand business is business, numbers is numbers, but in a hospitality business, it is about numbers, but it's more about what you give your guests and how they experience that. Like, everything else will come with it.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, I got to certain points where I didn't even understand anymore how I was doing well. Like, I didn't know how to even digest my own business.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, dude, we just love coming here. And I'm like, cool.
That's what they're here for, man. It's what you provide them.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I made my career, I guess, off of just always wanting to help people.
Yeah.
Talk to them, understand, because I think to some degree, when you finally realize you don't know shit about life, so you start trying to find out anything about life.
Yep.
I think like the day I realized like I didn't know shit. Like I am just a little tiny peg on a board. There is so much to learn and understand that like simple conversation almost like threw me off. I wanted to talk to people and open them up. Everybody's like, how's your day, Bob? Good, Tom. How you doing? It's like, I'm getting a chance to talk to people and they're telling me something that like is putting a fire under my ass. Like, damn, dude, you got me fucking revved up. We have this opportunity, with guests and the people that come to see us. And as it came to be like a purpose of community, it's like, I've made money to the point where the money didn't matter. Like, it was when the community was starting to say, yo, you look tired. Hey, take a break. And it's like, they even look me out. They're like, yo, dude, we love that you do this, but dude, get the fuck, take a break. And I'm like, oh my God, I built a community that cares back.
They care more about you than you do yourself sometimes.
Yeah, man.
I think Drake set a bar about that, about fans or something. They're the first ones that come up to you when they're looking, when somebody's looking for you, and everyone bashes their fans. But seriously, they're who makes the person. They look out for you. They don't know what's best for you, but they think they do, and they're gonna let you know what they think.
I did.
That's a big thing.
I've definitely had some weird shit that like I've told some of my people over the years, and they're like, I don't know what to tell you. And I said, it's cool. It's just, I appreciate that you have concern. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just appreciate that you have concern.
I just care that you care, man. That's it.
I think that's where people are starting to lose touch. I have plenty of people in the corporate world and plenty of people that just run them type of businesses. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I get to see the person they are for that half hour they're in a chair, But when they leave the shop, like I've seen them out of the shop, they're different people. And I'm like, damn. I think the one blessing that like entrepreneurship and starting a business was like, I get to be me all day.
All day.
Like you're not going to tell me I can't take a break or I can't do this. And it's like, it's not out of a level of ignorance. It's just about quality of life.
Exactly.
Like, you're not going to control my life. It's just
Nope.
fucking ridiculous. That's slavery in itself. And it's like, I feel like I'd rather be a slave to my own progress than a slave to somebody else's.
Well, it's so funny you say that because, you know, back when I was a chef at other restaurants, we were salaried at 50 hours.
Okay.
You weren't working 50. You were working 60, you know,
they're cranking,
minimum. And
was the money good though to even be
no,
protected?
it's not this, if you're in the restaurant industry for money and you're working, you're in the wrong industry. You're not going to make, well, let me reframe that because now the money, especially in New Jersey with the minimum wage, let me just put this for instance for you right now. Minimum wage in New Jersey currently is $14, $14.15.
Jesus.
$14.15.
I don't even pay attention to it.
Just wait, next year it's going to be 15. Now just put this back in instance. Next year is the last year that it had the bump. So now just put this two things in for instance here. One thing, when I was lead line cook of the Chop House when I was 20, I think it was 20 years old.
Shit, you been had to hustle.
I've been, since I was 16. I was working full time when I was a junior in high school. That was just kind of something that it was also kind of like a household thing.
But
wasn't.
You made it to the Chop House by 20.
Yeah. Well, actually, I got lucky by that. One of my best friends in the world, Dylan Hess. His dad at the time he had a friend named Marquise Beverly who he needed plumbing for, so he would do plumbing for the Chop House. One day, Marquise Beverly asked my friend Dill's dad. He's like, "Hey man, you got any workers or anything like that?" And I need a worker. And he ended up reaching out to me about it. I reached back out to the Chop House. They were like, we actually have that position filled. I knew what it was. I was a 20-year-old, white boy. They're not the best cooks. They're not the most attractive employees, if you will. And then 2 days later, I actually got a call from Marquise Beverly, and he was like, "Hey man, it's funny how stuff works in this industry. We actually just had a spot open up, and I was there that Thursday, and I could tell you I didn't know a goddamn thing.
Wow.
I didn't know shit. I walked into the interview with my girlfriend at the time, and it's funny, so Chop House is on Silver Lake. When I was a younger kid, when my parents were married and stuff, we used to go to that lake and walk around and feed the ducks and shit like that. Never knew what it was. Then I ended up running the restaurant that it's on now.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's funny how that shit works out, man. I was full circle. I never knew it at the time. I didn't know that was Silver Lake we were going to.
Yeah.
But you go to a spot and you're like, I've been here before. Like, I know this shit. And that was that, man. And it was just funny. But I walked into that building. I was like, this is way more than I've ever done in my life. I was in Florida. It was a mom and pop restaurant. I was there for 3 years, came back up. My first job back in Jersey was at Chicago and Deptford.
Oh my God! Yeah, right by the mall.
I'll tell you what, man. For chain spot, I enjoyed Uno's. It was a good spot to work at. It was good management, and I enjoyed the food. But right after there, there was right the Chop House in there, so I wasn't seasoned. But they had a lot of people in there that they weren't white. A lot of them were Mexicans and Guatemalans, and they will respect the shit out of you if you show them you can work with them. If you can keep up with them, they're hands down the best workers I've ever met in my life. They're the most caring people too. I have a lot of good friends that I've met throughout this industry that don't speak the greatest English, but I tell you what, they care for you, man. They watch your back. They make sure you're taken care of.
I like that you said the hard work thing. So most people I know that work hard are willing to actually work with other people if they match. Like, no one wants to be around someone that's just fucking lazy.
Oh, no.
It's like, yo, you're fucking it up. Like, because at the end of the day, we were talking about it a little earlier, like understanding your animal, like understanding a role and not feeling like you need to be higher or lower. It's like finding where you want to be in life. And some people just want to work. They want to have what they want, and they want it to run smooth. And I do remember working for a corporate company. I'm not going to say which one, but working with the people there made it worse for me because I'm here to work. It was a commission-based job, so goddamn right,
You're out there grind
awesome.
as much as you can get.
But that's the problem. You see the other people, and we were in a pool of commission, and I'm like, yeah,
the tip pools, man. They're
So if I'm gunning it that day, and I bring 300-400 in, and the other jerk off over there fucking pulls in $50, and it's like, wait, he's walking away with 200? No. Not him sitting there. No, I know there's no commission in the back of the restaurant, but the respect still has to be the same.
For sure.
Has to be.
I mean, I've been a server too. I've worked every position in the industry, and that's why
I got out. I'll be honest. I give you props, dude.
I give you props. Getting out. Restaurants are a thing that if you're not a strong-willed person, it will eat you up. It's a lot of continuous grind. It's a lot of monotonous work.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I say every day in the restaurant industry is different than it is, but it's the basis of the same thing. You know, it's food. At the end of the day, it's only food. And that was something that was instilled to me by one of my friends, Brandon, was that as hard of a day as you have, if you got yelled at or if you dropped a plate, it's only food, man. It's going to be okay at the end of the day. We'll get another plate out. We'll fix it. Just don't let your feelings overwhelm you and take that, because that's when you lose control of yourself.
Yeah, I think it's got to be passion over perfection. And
For sure.
I've made that mistake. I've made that mistake a lot to where I'm trying to be so perfect and providing and doing all these things, and I'm like, fuck, I'm losing passion because you can't be perfect.
No.
You know, and especially operating at a high volume, that's fucking tough.
Yeah, that's the variable there, but that's where it comes in, man. You're only as good as your team is. You know, at the end of the day, you're only as good as your team, and that's family, that's relationships. You know, that's just restaurants in general, man. If you don't have a good team, and that could go for anything, and I say that to you guys, and I really mean that. Like, your team is as strong as you are, or they always say that your team is as strong as the weakest link, or something like that. Yeah. You keep a lot of strong links on you, the cogs are never going to come loose, and you're going to keep on going and keep on pushing forward. And that's what it is when you're facing, it's 10:30 on a Saturday, and you know there's 30 tickets on the board and there's 10 tickets on the ground. You look out and you start freaking out a little bit, but if I'm freaking out, and I'm worried, and I'm like, oh man, we're in the gutter right now, like we got to get out this, like, then they're going to start worrying. You got to keep your head up. You got to keep pushing through, man. That's all it is every day. That ticket machine will not stop from Saturday from 8:15 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. It's just breakfast and eggs all day, and it gets draining. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, that's the thing. It's different. It's like a hybrid, if you will, between like a fast food diner, right? You take the best aspects of both.
Yeah, that's a really good way to break this place down.
Because you're getting diner food, but then you're also getting 5-star restaurant food, because you know if you order like a steak, egg, and cheese, it's a New York strip we use. You know, we don't use chopped steak.
I had the steak and eggs.
It's delicious. You know, it's actual New York strip. Like, I've worked at steakhouses, and my cook as well has worked at steakhouses. So, you know, your food's being prepared by actual chefs. Like, we've done this.
So let's make a quick comparison, because you know, especially since you were in the chop house, cooking steak, you're taking that, and this is what we talked about a little earlier. You're taking the same love, and you're basically giving it to people at a very, very affordable price.
Yes.
And look, I love the atmosphere. Sometimes in places I go, like, love the atmosphere of the chop house. But I know that I'm a fat kid at heart. Like, I want the food to taste good. I've sat in little tiny little diner areas where there's probably like needs to get the floor mop with the best fucking food.
And that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Like, even for instance, if you come into here, you know, we don't have servers. We don't have plates. Our plates are to-go boxes. We serve everything takeout style. And that's from, you know, Benedict sandwiches to steak and eggs to, you know, anything really. It comes out and it's takeout style.
I can still get my food to the house, and it's still good.
It's still hot. We use really nice fiber to-go containers. They contain the heat better. There's not a lot of moisture in them, like a plastic one, if you will. You don't get that like condensation that's on top. Granted, it's never as good as it is when you first get it, but that doesn't change from what we put out. You know, it's just something different. When we looked at opening, it was, you know, we only have 5-6 tables in here. Well, now we have tables outside, but why have extra people on for service? You know, if we serve everything to go and we don't have plates, I don't need to have a dishwasher on for 8 hours washing 5 tables plates. I don't need to have a server on who now, if they don't meet their minimum wage at $14, we have to cover that.
But see, this is where I love your concept, because I think some people and might have people checking themselves for a quick second, but efficiency is what actually allows everything else to be successful. The happy customers, profit, the ability to continue in the business, And I'm just seeing that a lot of times people just don't put that in. You have that with your whole team. I feel like you're a full circle. Like I could listen to just every part we're talking about now, and everything is full circle.
Full circle.
And that's sometimes very hard that people don't get to see, they don't get to experience. And I think coming to a place like this, I don't have a restaurant, but I could sit here and say, wow, I can't do a restaurant. I can't.
Yeah.
Because I see exactly what you're putting into this, and I'm like, wow, this is different.
It's a lot.
It requires love, dude.
Yeah, you have to actually care and have passion for this. Like, the building is my baby. I don't have a kid. I don't have children.
Me neither. That's how I feel about my shop.
Your shop is your baby, man. Like, that's like, you know, you can come in here. It's very clean in here. It's very nice. It's very bright. You know, it's different than when you walk into other places that want to build a darker ambiance, so you feel like, you know, it's nicer, and
this is upbeat.
It's upbeat. It's modern. It's new. It's not what you see. You'll never see this in any other state, especially the quality that we give, and that's what makes us different. You know, you could probably Google your favorite restaurant, and they've been open for 7, 8 years, 9 years. They probably don't have as many reviews as we have. I've done it. I've looked at it. It's very funny. Like, the pace we're on is something I haven't seen in any restaurants that I've been in yet.
I want to go back real quick because there's something you said a little bit ago that it like clicked in my head super fucking hard, but then like we kind of I wanted you to keep going.
There's so much. There's so much going on.
But this is my big thing when it comes to when you were talking about franchises. Thought about the ideals of making more money, you know, and I've also gotten to a point where I don't think it's actually possible sometimes for this to be recreated.
No,
because it's me being recreated. It's you. And I feel like that's sometimes where people kind of, do I get bigger? Do I grow? Do I expand? And I've had the option to expand.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this for, as I say all the time, longer than I have it on this earth.
Yeah.
Like over 18 years. And it's like in 18 years, people are like, dude, start a shop, dude, expand, do this, do that. And I'm like, listen, I get it. If just money was the goal, I said, but every day, everybody's fucking happy.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's like, Jay, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're fucking this up. It's like, no, I take on just the right amount of, like, I guess, responsibility for it to always be good.
Always be good.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I like the consistency. I like the fact that I have things to a certain degree to where if something's going wrong, it's probably my fault and I can address it. I can't address somebody who shows up late. Like, that's one thing I give you a lot of credit for building what you built. Me and people, I have such like a fucking, I'm so stern sometimes. And if I'm like, yo, look, if I'm going to help you out and you don't help me out, I get fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I'll do anything for anybody. So if I actually have given you even like a small responsibility and you fuck that up, it's like,
what am I going to do now?
Dude,
you know, like,
the blood boils. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But that's where I go back to the whole franchise thing. And it's like, not sure what you guys decide to do with this, but the love I see from the first one is something I know I can heavily relate to in my own. And I've dabbled in that thought so many times. Like, do I do it? But I guess I could ask, like, when it comes to like the growth part, I feel like I get growth every day because as my guests are, you know, coming into me.
Exactly.
I'm going to start using that. I like,
say it works, man. It's good.
But I guess as the guests are coming in, like, I'm also learning from them every day. Like, like if I see somebody every 2 weeks, my big thing is, yo, what you been up to, man?
What's going on?
Yeah, I want to know. 2 weeks is a long time.
A lot. The hell happens in 2 days, bro. You know that.
2 days. Look, we did this in 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah. I was just serving sandwiches 2 hours ago. You know, and now look at this. Now look at everything we've done. You know, it's funny how that works. Obviously, that's time, but, you know, it's...
Wait, dude, this thing is still maintaining its consistency.
Look at the foam, too. Look at the head on that.
Dude, but I'm getting all of it in each sip. Like,
well, see, the beautiful thing with, so Dylan, who runs our front with everyone else, he used to be a bartender. He was a bartender at a lot of bars around here, Valari's. He was there for a while, other spots. And he was forever, since we started the industry, he was front of house, I was back of house, and then, you know, he took on the bar thing. And his mixology, the way his brain works with mixing stuff like that and knowing how to mix it.
Dude, he's a coffee bartender.
And you know the best thing about that? He don't even drink coffee. He don't drink coffee.
So he makes these recipes.
I never seen him drink a sip.
No fucking way.
Yeah, which actually is very funny, which brings me to my menu real quick, if I could jump that in. So he makes coffees.
Wait. I just realized we just did all this, and we didn't even
We didn't
talk
touch.
about.
We didn't even
Oh
touch
my
anything that we previously.
We did talk about the balls.
There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into this, and I think that we talk well with each other, so that's why it kind of bounces. But so like just for instance, Dylan doesn't drink coffee. He doesn't taste this before. He knows the flavors, but he doesn't drink coffee. He doesn't taste it. So when I was opening the restaurant, I made the menu. I presented to my partner. Everything was love. He loved it. I love where we went with it. There was a few changes we made after I made the rough draft, but we never tasted a damn thing. I armed a guy. I never tasted one item on the menu before we started making it.
You had trust.
I just knew it. I knew flavors. And there's just no way that these things aren't going to work together. But it was more about presenting on the fly and figuring out how the fuck we're plating this shit. Because I don't have a crew. We have our employees that work with us, but most restaurants have 8 guys in the kitchen working at once.
There's a million people running around. This is very efficient.
There's 4 people that work every day. And that's something
4 people.
There's 4 people. That's
all
it.
Of this.
All people. Well, one's up front. If weekends there's 2 to 3 up front, depending on who can come in. That's another thing with employees is unreliable, but that's another topic. But so there's usually 1 to 2 out front, and then weekdays it's just 3 guys in the kitchen. Me, 1 other cook, and then 1 guy we call the expo. He's an expediter. He's the one that sells the food. He's the one that brings it out to you.
What's your favorite item to cook on the meal?
My favorite things to cook on a not Saturday, Sunday day where I'm getting pelted with shit is omelets, man. I absolutely love omelets. It's funny because we don't do another big thing and a difference with our restaurant compared to other breakfast spots and diners and stuff like that is that your entire meal is made on a flat top, right? So a flat top's a griddle.
It's like
right?
South Philly style.
It's just straight open. We don't do that. All of our items that come off of eggs are in pans.
Oh, no way.
Every single egg that comes out of the kitchen is made by me in a pan. So that's your omelets. That's everything from your, scrambled eggs, fried eggs over medium eggs. We don't do flat top. I don't like the taste of it. I think the eggs you can taste the difference in the eggs when it's off the flat top. Just picture that. Well, also the biggest thing is we don't have space. So like I mentioned before, we kind of took over a muffin kitchen. The kitchen's not made to put out 200 tickets a day. It's made to make 6 trays of muffins and then kind of sit there. We have a 7-foot hood. And by law, you have to have 1/2 inch clearance on each side of the hood, meaning that I can only have a 6-foot cooking area.
So
everything's off
6 feet.
6 feet.
Holy shit.
And so it's, in other restaurants, you have a fry station. You have a saute station. You have a broil station. You have a grill station. You have a salad station, pantry station. We don't have none of that. I have 4 burners in the back. Well, I have 6 burners, but actually I don't have deep fryer. So all the hash browns that we serve.
Wait a minute.
Thousands, yeah. So
your hash browns aren't deep fried?
No, they're deep fried, but they're deep fried in a cast iron pan.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's not I flip them. I flip them with tongs because it's not a deep.
Crazy.
It's fucking made by hand, dude. It's a cast iron fry. I don't have a deep fry. I don't have space for that. But I know I needed those hash browns. So it's you can go to it's from Walmart. You can go to Walmart, get the same cast iron. It's just their it's like $25, $30. I fill it with oil every day, and that's our deep fryer. But that's the only thing that goes in there. We don't fry anything else. So
how hard you put into your food is how much love I can see you have for this.
You can see, and that's the thing that I wish every guest could see, because there is some guests that come in and they get frustrated with whether it's a Saturday, it's a Sunday, food takes a little bit. Like I said, man, I have 4 spots to cook. Now just picture you come in with girlfriend, mom, dad, maybe. There's 4 people right there. For some reason,
table and then another table and then another table.
Now just picture you guys all want omelets, right? I have 4 spots to cook. You want an omelet, mom and dad want an omelet. That's 4 spots to cook for 1 ticket. What happens after that? I have no space. So to finesse that and to keep that is the biggest trick, and that's where it gets scary. Where
trade secret or just
will, man, just willpower. Honestly, that's what it takes a lot of brain focus to know. I could pop this in the oven right now, let that finish while I bring up another pan. But then you have a constant mind thought like, oh shit, that one's gonna fucking burn. I gotta get that out now. But then you go to the oven, you gotta remember to turn your heat down, because if your heat's not down, you're gonna burn your fucking eggs. So as you're going to the oven to get that to finish out whatever was cooking in there, you gotta make sure what you're currently cooking on the stove isn't overcooking.
So if I'm trying to put myself in the shoes for a second inside the kitchen, because I'm thinking, okay, when I'm in the shop, like, I think a hectic mind, like a crazy mind is a crazy mind. And I'm just thinking, it's like, holy shit, you're multitasking so much. And I'm like, I feel a comparison, but I don't, man. Like, that's extraordinary because I love math.
Yeah.
I love numbers. I love the idea of you do how much in how long at this quality. It's like, you don't do that without a love of purpose, dude.
I mean, seriously, there's a lot of time. I mean, I'll tell you straight up, there's times where you're getting fucking pelted, man. The ticket machine does not. I start to think, how the fuck are we even? How are there this many people coming in? All the tickets are people from here. I have a 800 square foot lobby, 700 square foot lobby, and there's 40 tickets on the board, and the phone's ringing off the hook. And there's times where you're just like, dude, I could just put it all away, and that's it. But then you start to think, man, day's over in 4 hours. Yeah. Just keep on going. I mean, last 2 Sundays ago, I was kind of slacking on cleaning my under stove area. I had a big fire right in the kitchen. Fucking entire fucking stove on fucking fire. I have to, fucking gas is like pouring out, dude. You could look through the window. There's just smoke pouring through there. I'm just like, oh man, like this is fucked. And I was just like, dude, we need to call it. But turn the gas off, get some flour on the fire, and figure it the fuck out.
Get back to it.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what you just have to do. And that's where it gets scary, though, with the franchise thing, though, man, is that I don't mean to sound this in any way, but there's not a lot of people that can do what I can do in terms of multitasking and knowing that and running expo while running the line, while cooking for this, while plating that, while making sure everything's still okay out here, while answering questions from any employees that we have. There's a lot that ties into that, man, and it's about mental stability and mental strength. Like, if you can handle that, then you can handle that, but it's not made for everybody.
Dude, I have a lot of respect for what you do, not even just as an overall, but as a person in your mindset.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, it's something that you don't see every day. You don't get the love when you're in the back. The funniest thing and the biggest thing I tell all my employees when they start out front, no one knows who the fuck I am. If you're a random person and you're coming into the Breakfast Nook, you don't know what I look like. You don't know who I am. They don't think I own the restaurant. They think you own the restaurant. I want you to act like you own the fucking restaurant. I want you to act like that. Act like this is your restaurant and give these people a fucking good show. Because they don't know what I look like, but they know what you look like. They think you're the face of the Breakfast Nook, whoever's working out front that day. And I want people to put that into perspective and realize that. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into getting the food, but if the food's good and the service sucks, 6 or 7% chance you ain't coming back.
Dude, there's only one place, and when I say this is like the stupidest like statistic, you ever been to Chinatown?
Yeah.
Do you know David Meiling, the restaurant?
No, I don't.
Dude, they got like the award for like the best fucking dumplings for like years.
Do they have soup dumplings? Don't mean to cut you. I love
so.
things, man.
But this is, dude, you can go into this place. I've been to, I literally only go for the food because it's almost like it's a taboo to go in there and understand how they move.
Yeah.
They make the best fucking food, but they are all fucking assholes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no.
They're like, yo, excuse me, what? What do you want? And it's like, yo, can I get a drink? Okay, give me one fucking second. And they're cursing at you.
Yeah.
But they're coming out with, I feel like that's the only place I can think of in every fucking restaurant I ever went to that was like an outlier. But you're right, dude. Like, the representation of like the business is it. Like, dude, I struggle sometimes. Like when I'm the whole show.
Yes.
But so I'm not running all that. But I'm looking at it as I have to be in a good mood every half hour on the half an hour. Mm-hmm. Now, if you just drop a bomb on me, like somebody told me their sister died 2 days prior, and I'm like, I'm a very empathetic person.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. So now I have to mask what I'm feeling about this person's situation to talk to them. And within 15 minutes, the next one's coming. So I have to adjust. what I just digested to go into the next 15 minutes.
Well, then you got to remember what you were talking about with the next client 2 weeks ago, which is another thing. Like, oh, because you don't want to just have them asking all the questions. You want them to know you're listening. You want them to know that, they're important to you. So you're asking them questions. You just got to, obviously by now you know your people. But that's another thing that goes back into the brain thing is knowing your clients and, remembering them.
Absolutely, man. And it's tough, man. But like I said, just listening to you talk about your passion for the business and what you want out of the business. Like, I don't think you spoke about, I think I talked about money. I think I mentioned money.
Yeah.
And you didn't mention it at all. And I think that's something I'd love for people that are watching this right now to listen to, because I didn't start making money till I started caring about what I was doing. At first it's fuck, man, I got to pay these bills and I need to figure out a way. And it's like, oh my God, I'm now doing this and now people are happy. People are loving this shit. And it's like, to be able to share that with you, that's fucking cool, man. It's very tough for people to put their whole life into something. And I said this to myself. You said you had no children. I have no children. This is, my barbershop is my baby. This is yours. And, I feel like this is also something where it taught me so much that, like, I actually feel more comfortable to be a father when that time comes. Like, you'll
be ready.
Oh my God. Yeah. To manage over 1,000 people's minds.
Yes.
And remember it half an hour. It's like, okay, I think a kid, as long as the sleep don't kill me,
yes,
I'll be fucking fine.
Hey, man, the thing we say in my group, man, sleep when you're dead.
That's right.
That's what it is. I can't tell you last time I got 8 hours. I know that's the FDA recommended or whatever, but I don't do none of that shit, man. I grind. I think that's the biggest thing, man. Even if you sleep fucking 3 hours, 4 or 5 hours, that's enough, dude. Get up, get the day going. I know as soon as you get out of bed, it's not that bad.
No, I have one thing I want to, actually 2 things.
Perfect.
I want to close this off with, this has been amazing so far.
I've loved every second.
So first, I'm looking right behind me right now. Yeah, bring that up.
Gonna have to, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I want to bring this up front and center real quick, kind of show everybody. That's a big thing for us. We were actually approached by this company, National Media Restaurant Surveys. And it was weird because I actually never heard of them before, but they're actually a pretty big company. And the guy approached me about winning the Best Breakfast Award in Sicklerville.
Goddamn right.
I was like, all right, shit, yeah, I'll bring that fucking award. He's like, all right, there's going to be a pretty girl there tomorrow. She's going to take your pictures and shit like that. I was like, all right, perfect, dude, let's do it.
Was she hot?
No. No. She was like, I mean, I like older women, but she was like mid-45, like no problem. But she was not that.
Like
she was a nice lady.
Aunt Edna type?
Yeah, she was like, you're at the barbecue and she's only eating the grilled chicken and veggies. Like she's a very plain Jane.
Gotcha.
But she was a sweet lady. It's actually cool. They're gonna give us free tabletops as well. We're taking we have cards that people fill out for their businesses, and we're gonna get new tabletops epoxied with the advertisement. Similar like you go to the diner, you get the placemat. Yeah. It's gonna be that, but it's gonna be the whole table. And the whole table's epoxy. We're going to have the shiplap that we have on the back of the wall.
Oh, get the
It's
fuck
going
out
to be
of here.
that with the owl in the middle.
Wait,
and then
that's my... Okay, this is perfect.
Oh, even better.
You led me
Perfect.
right into it. Well, let me move this real fast.
Yeah, we can get that back out of there.
So, when I first ever stepped in here, I saw there were owls. It was before, just was told by people, you'll go up to the Nook. And I'm like, Nook? The fuck is the Nook?
Yep.
So... The owl, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Well, what's the owl for?
So, I wish that there was some like sentimental bullshit I could tell you about, like my grandmother loved owls and I did this for her, but it's all bullshit. So when I was making the menu, I was stoned and I was on my porch, and it was like 8:30 in the morning. The sun was shining through, the birds were chirping. I was high as fuck, making the menu, talking to my partner, making sure everything goes well. And I told him, I said, man, we need a fucking name for this. I want something where it's not like, let's go to McGillicuddy's House of fucking Brews. I wanted something where it was very easy, very family friendly, very fundamental. So we first was the Bagel Nook. But then I was like, so we don't actually make our bagels. We get them fresh delivered every single day from a company in New York. So that's a big thing because bagels, I don't have an oven for that. There's a lot that goes into making the proper bagel. I don't have the space nor the people for that. So fresh delivery is the best thing you could do. But so aside from that, So what made the menu? Looking at it, I said, we need a fucking name. I said, well, I can't do the Bagel Nook. There's already a Bagel Nook up in North Jersey.
Okay.
Another story. Don't like them either way. So we were talking to them. So I'm like, oh man. I said, well, what about like the Breakfast Nook? I said, because we're doing breakfast. I don't want to we're not just doing bagels and cream cheese. And that was the biggest thing. I said, I want to broaden the breakfast horizon. So we researched around for the, the LLC confirmation, see what's available. Breakfast Nook was.
Oh, yeah.
All right, awesome, fucking great.
First shot.
So I write on the top of my rough draft, I write the Breakfast Nook. I'm like, fuck, dude. I said, we need a fucking logo. We need something that's going to tie this together. Look at the word Nook. It's 2 fucking O's.
Oh.
I said, watch this. I said, I put fucking dots in the middle of the O's, which, boom, bring that up next. Yeah, there you go. We bring that one up. So you can see, so obviously the word Nook, there's 2 O's. Look like eyeballs, right? So put the little dot in there. And then I was kind of like, you know what? We're going to be very early. We're going to be up early. We're going to do early breakfast. I know owls are obviously assimilated with nighttime, but nighttime is actually
when you're starting
day. You know what I mean? Like that 3 a.m. that people think is the night, it's actually the morning, and it's our morning, and that's when we start. So I was like, fuck it. Owls are open late. And then I had the slogan, which was our breakfast turns heads. And the fucking owls have the turning heads. Yeah. So I was like, dude, this kind of fucking plays together. And then I had the rough draft. I had the Nook up top. I drew the owl. I had this. I said, fuck, dude, I think this is going to fucking work, you know? And then I reached out to my group of friends, and I said, hey, listen, I need an artist. Somebody shoot me some way. A dear friend by the name of Nicole Dobbins, she helped us out. She drew me up, I think it was 4 or 5 rough draft copies of that. And then I gave those rough draft copies to my company, 22 Creative in Sicklerville, New Jersey. They redid our logo for us. It was about a 2 to 3 month process of different logo ideas, different colors, different shading.
Dude, we could go spend a whole nother topic on preparation.
Dude, I mean, that's a whole nother, getting to this is another thing. But that was the main thing, was that I wanted it to be soft, family friendly, a nice logo that you could put on merch. Which is a great topic to bring up too. So the other thing that separates us from, your fucking Dunkins and Wawas and stuff is that we actually do our own merchandise. So sweatpants for when it gets cold out.
Oh, look at that with the owl. Like, it's got the color in it.
The colors in it. So this is all done by 22 Creative.
Dude, that's a stitch.
It's stitched. It's not fucking bullshit. It's not like the Nike little plastic thing on top. Like they're stitched.
Wait, is this Carhartt?
So yeah, this was a very limited drop we did with Carhartt XL. We actually got the wrong ones. They were loose fitting, and I didn't know that. And these don't fit well, and that's why we still have them.
Okay.
But
you still collabed with Carhartt.
Yeah,
that's how much. Wow, good for you.
I think this was my favorite thing on that though, was the logo on the back.
Yeah.
The blue. I just think that looked awesome. And then I know the Carhartt is a big thing now. So, we go hard here, man. Coral tank tops. And I think the favorite thing with our merch drops that we did was that for them all, we did a special logo. So it still has our owl, but it's a little bit different. So for instance, a tank top, you wear this in the summer, right? Obviously. Bam, summer owl. So instead of the branch that the owl's originally on, it's now on a surfboard because it's summer and he's got his arms up.
On there.
There's a donut on there. I fucking love donuts. I love donuts. So I also think, why not? It's breakfast. Fucking throw that bagel would look weird. There's too many like holes.
Is that supposed to be a chocolate frosted donut?
So I think it's supposed to be. It looks like a sprinkle. Yeah. It definitely is like a chocolate frost sprinkle donut. I like to have a bite out of it though too. That's another big thing.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't eat food. They just think that they eat food. And then we have hoodies. We also have T-shirts too, but they're actually coming in this week. But have hoodies. We have multiple styles of hoodies.
Like hoodie.
This is our second edition of hoodies that we dropped. The first ones, they just had the owl on the top left chest breast, and then the breakfast nook on the back. These were our most recent designs.
I like that.
This is actually from the menu that our friend Kira made from 22 Creative.
Look at that.
Yeah, she helped us out, and I kind of like got the menu when she sent it to me. I was like, fuck, that owl needs to go on a shirt. I think that thing's fucking sick. So we took that, we put the breakfast nook on the back, address, name, number, all of that, man. So, that's what it is. A little bit different.
Dude, I love it, man. And I got to say, I appreciate you letting us come in here today and almost letting everybody get a chance to see what they don't see.
Yeah.
You know, when they come and get their food, they're coming in, they're leaving happy, and it's like, you know, they don't know sometimes what it takes for that monetary happiness that you got, how much we're putting into this making
just
you
for your
happy.
bacon, egg, and cheese, man.
That's
What
it,
goes
man.
into that? You know, that's
nice
the
morning
biggest
after.
thing. Yeah, that's it, dude. And the thing is, we sell thousands of them bitches a week.
That's what I told you. That's my favorite sandwich.
We sell them. And just a quick thing before we cut, the inspiration for that, back when I was a partier and I was drinking, back when I was fucking 16, 17, not even allowed to drink and party. That's when we all did it. When you lose the thrill when you're allowed to do it. So it's like, I was never a big drinker anyway. But, so we get smacked, fucking go home at 3 a.m., you're trash, you have no idea, go to sleep, wake up. I always wake up when the sun comes up. That's what I do. It's 8 a.m. I've fucking slept 4 hours. I'm out my fucking mind toasted. Get the boys. We go to Dunkin' Donuts right across the street. They had this thing. It was Big Texas or Big Tex or on the toast.
I remember that.
Shit's
Texas
fire. Shit was good. But so then I would add pork roll to that.
Ooh.
It would come with bacon. I added pork roll to that, and then I would get the little fucking Dunkin' hash browns. I would put them on a sandwich. I was like, this shit fucking smacks. And then that's the morning after. You know, that's the morning after.
So
that was
you just made it with love.
I just took what they did, but not what they did at all. I put everything together. Now it's so funny. I don't know if it's me or now I'm obviously like you get a new car, you start seeing that car everywhere. I just start seeing hash browns on all fucking sandwiches now. You know, I'm not saying I'm the first that did it, but I'm saying the first that did it around here.
I think you got the best hash brown though.
Yeah.
You have all the breakfast spots like this may be, and I know you got some competitors that I've been to, and you know they got good food too. It's the fucking hash.
The hash browns, man. And the people I know who come in, and if I know them to a personal level, I always throw them 2 extra. You know, because when I would go to McDonald's, which I think McDonald's used to have the best hash browns in the game back in the day. That fucking golden brick was love. But I actually, when I had a day, I know, dude, it was built different, man. And a couple months back, I was like, fuck it, dude, let me try one of these things. And, dude, it's not it no more.
No.
There's, like, no salt. There's no seasoning. There's, like, no onion almost in there. There's no flavor. And ours still, you know, prevail the best, man. Three years later, I'm still fucking eating them bitches every day.
Fucking right. Dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, thanks. Again, thanks for
Dude,
letting us come
Jay,
in.
seriously, thank you, man, for coming here with everything and setting up here and let me show you another side of the Breakfast Nook. And honestly, the biggest thank you to supporting me, man, and coming into the restaurant even before you really didn't even know who I was. You came in here, you loved the food, and I saw you supporting by posting, and I reached out to you because that's a big thing to me. It's just showing some love and showing some support. So
I think that's how you put people on. Just to spin it out, but like that's kind of what you're supposed to do. You got to put people on. Everybody that ever gave me something in life, it's like, okay, they were actually responsible enough in a community of growth to give out the knowledge. You know when they say it's lonely at the top?
Yeah.
I have a big problem with that because you know what? If you're lonely at the top, you didn't fucking share anything along the way.
You don't, and like that's
You know
the
what I'm
thing,
saying?
man. You don't have your team with you, so what the fuck you at the top for? If you're only grinding for yourself, what the fuck are you doing? You got people that you have to care about, man. At the end of the day, there's a lot of things that go into everything, man. And so you got love, you got care for people around you. You take them with you, man. That's my goal, man. Just like LeBron did with Rich Paul and all that, man. He's the biggest agent in the world now because of LeBron and their come up together, man. No reason why we do pop up 10 of these bitches why everyone can't get a piece of their love. And that was my goal, man. So, Jay, I just wanted to thank you for fucking coming out here, man, seriously, and kind of sharing with me and let me share with the world what we do over here. So I appreciate everything, man, seriously. Thank you, bro.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. We got my boy A down from the Breakfast Nook. It's an amazing experience. And now I'm going to go munch down on this French toast real quick. Where are we at?
Can't forget the cereal bar, too. Oh, you know you still got that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the to-go's. It's about fiber. It's no plastic, so, you know, all the good world. So this is actually the French toast stuff. I actually, look at the leopard print, if you can, on the French toast. I don't know. I'm not even a big French toast guy, but, man, this batter that I made and then my shoe kind of just took with it and went crazy with it is different. So this guy actually, this is why we don't do late orders because he ordered it and never came and picked it up.
Oh, this is the taste test right here.
This is the maple walnut stuffed French toast.
Holy shit.
Once you let the maple hit you, you get a little bit of crunch from the walnuts. The bread just goes through nice and fucking easy, but it's the crisp, and it's like a crisp, soft melt almost with the French toast that you don't really get with a thinner bread. And that's the big thing, is that you can see that bread is at least 1.5 inches thick, 1.25 inches thick, and it's like a fucking dessert, man. It's like a dessert. Dude, yeah, it's crazy. We sell, I think it's damn near like 4 or 5 gallons of French toast batter a week.
Jesus Christ.
We sell, dude, I wish I could go
I
through
can
the
see
numbers.
why.
Dude, I sell 120 pounds of bacon a week. Crazy.
Oh my God.
The numbers are sick.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about the
Thank you guys so much. Jay, thank you so much. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun, so.